Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is May 18th, 2025, and here are the top cryptocurrency news stories. We'll also be covering the Dubai government, which will be accepting cryptocurrencies in an effort to allow cryptocurrency payments instead of cash. Specifically, there was a memorandum of understanding between Crypto.com and Dubai Finance. Dubai Finance is the city's budget manager. They said they will now be accepting digital assets for government funds, although they didn't give any details on which cryptocurrencies will be included, but apparently Bitcoin will be among them. And from Dubai, which is getting more and more into cryptocurrencies, we'll be talking about the mayor of Panama City, who talked about a Bitcoin reserve. What basically happened is that the mayor of Panama City was in talks with two of the founding members of El Salvador's Bitcoin leaders. And once those talks were over, he just went on Twitter and wrote Bitcoin reserve. Let's say a lot of people think that the timing of this announcement is very significant, because from May 27th to the 29th, we also have Bitcoin 2025. So maybe something bigger will be announced there. And a little observation that I noticed today about Bitcoin 2025 is that if we go to look at the keynote speakers, we see that we have the President of the United States, we have Ms. Lummis, we have the Crypto Gear, and we have another guy who I don't know what he does, but he's in the White House. And the Bitcoin 2025 speakers are 50% from the US government and the other 50% or so from the industry, something that we wouldn't have seen in previous years, as you can imagine. And for the last bit of news about Panama, I want to say that in previous episodes, we saw that Panama is now accepting payments for taxes and municipal fees in cryptocurrency. So maybe a Bitcoin reserve is not too far away. Moving on to our exchanges, I want to tell you that according to the reports we have, Binance and Kraken, these two exchanges, were also attacked so that criminals could steal data from their users, just like what happened with Coinbase. However, in both cases, the exchanges managed to avoid such an unpleasant incident. Moving on to our cryptocurrencies, we're going to go to Filecoin, which has a partnership that's sending our data into space. Literally. Let's say the Filecoin Foundation and Lockheed Martin have successfully transferred data into space using a version of the interplanetary archiving system orbiting the Earth. So in this way, Filecoin will be able to store our data on space stations. As far as I understand, it's not a finished product yet, but it was a successful test. And from Filecoin, where our data goes into space, we're going to go to the Solana ecosystem. We're going to look at Solana, which is becoming very popular in yet another category, and that's baby names. Specifically, the name Solana has increased in popularity a lot. This year, it's in 242nd place. In 2024, it was in 691st place, and in 2023, it was in 933rd place. So for any parent looking for a name for their child, the name Solana is one that we see gradually gaining popularity. Moving on to the Solana ecosystem, we will go to Alchemy, which has bought a very important company for Solana. Specifically, Alchemy has bought the infrastructure provider for Solana called Dexterlab, which is a company used by Google and even Solana itself. The purchase will obviously help Alchemy expand the Solana ecosystem. Let's say that the particular company that was purchased, Dexterlab, provides Web3 services to companies that want to monitor the Solana ecosystem. Simply put, if a company wants to access Solana data, Dexterlab helps them get it, with API keys, for example. And of course, they don't just monitor Solana, they monitor Solana sidechains and Solana SVMs to provide all of that data to companies that want it. And we, from this Alchemy extension, we're going to DeFi Development Corp, which has made a new partnership. This particular company, which is a company that we know is buying Solana, has partnered with one of the biggest Solana meme coins, Bonk. And with this partnership, they're going to create a Solana node, which they're going to have in common. So the company's role will essentially be to create this node and manage it, while Bonk's job will essentially be to advertise this node to bring in as many Solana as possible for a share of this payment in order to increase its profits, as far as I understand. And we, from this new partnership that DeFi Development Corp has made, will go to the latest Solana meme, which is unfortunate as one of its biggest video games is unfortunately closing its doors. And we are talking about Nyan Heroes, which is one of the most popular games on Solana, in my opinion, and it is a video game similar to Overwatch, for those who know it. Let's say that this video game will close its doors, since according to the developers, they did not find the necessary funding to complete the video game. Let's say that this video game managed to gather more than 1 million players in 4 tests of the game, which were essentially in beta form to see how it works. Although with so many people, they were not able to find the necessary money to complete their vision. explosion. For this very reason, the price of the token has decreased by 51% in the 7-day period. And it's time to go to our favorite cryptocurrency market, with Bitcoin at $103,000, with the price stable. That wraps up the top news for crypto today is May 18th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.